Hello, my name is Dr. Anu. You're getting this video because you took the constitutional quiz and found out that your constitution is Pitta dominant constitution. What does this mean to you and how you can observe your own Pitta nature and in turn help to balance it is the goal of this video. So I hope you enjoy it. The understanding of Pitta starts with understanding that it is a representation of fire and water element. These elements are actually used like a metaphor for the actions and physiological activities of the Pitta dosha. In a Pitta dosha, there is the fire aspect, so fire is related to heat and sharpness. Fire is light, so if you pick up a piece of wood and it has some weight to it, if you burn that piece of wood, the weight doesn't increase, actually gets lighter, right? Because it's burning off fuel. And so fire is light is the idea there. Fire with heat creates a dryness. Fire is also subtle, and for example, like heat in the room can travel across the air. We don't need to be sitting in a hot next to a fire in order to feel fire, because fire conducts itself through air, and so it's considered subtle. Okay, there's illuminating and the transformative aspects of the fire elements we'll talk about also. And then there's a few aspects of water element in the fire, which is like spreading. So how when you pour water in the ground, it spreads along the gravity. Fire spreads along the path of the fuel. And so this is considered like a watery quality of the fire. It actually shows up as like when the inflammation spreads from one spot and spreading in your body from one spot and spreading across the tissue. So for example, if you got a rash and it's itching here, tomorrow it might go up to here, next day it might go up to here, and things like that. So that is the spreading quality of the fire or inflammation in the body. Those are some aspects and things that you can observe. Now, what it means in terms of our body, we'll get into that and one more layer deeper. Okay, heat shows up as body temperature. People tend to be pretty hot. If you have a partner, they say you're the radiator in the bed or you're the heater in the bed. And often if you have a Vata or Kapha partner, they want to cuddle with you because you're so warm. So that is one aspect of Pitta, which is the heat, which increases the body temperature. That is related to the higher metabolism in the body, and so people can eat a lot and not gain weight, or they can put food away. They're like, people say, how are you eating that much? It's because high metabolism. It doesn't matter. You also tend to get very hungry because of that very reason. Temperament can be hard too, so getting irritable, frustrated can happen. So there's that aspect. That temperament has to do with the aspect of sharpness, and actually that sharpness has to do with your intelligence. People are very intellectual in the Pitta dosha. They know right from wrong, they know just from unjust, fair from unfair, and they're very particular about how things should be done, right? Because the mentality is so justice oriented, fairness oriented, when people don't act or people don't behave or perform to a certain level, they tend to get irritated, or things are not going efficiently as they should be. Their unconscious feels like this is unfair, this is not right, this should be going more easily, this should be going more efficiently. So that can make them irritable. But then they can also be very self-critical, right? All these are signs of acute intelligence and the desire for efficiency that come out as irritability, aggression, and things like that. And so we have to really separate this myth that Pitta people are angry people from what the Pitta nature is, which is very intelligent and efficiency oriented and justice oriented, and that causes them to become this irritable, because world is what? A mess. World is inefficient. People are not that competent because we're all human and we're not perfect geniuses, everybody, and we make mistakes all the time. And so that is a myth that you're an angry person. You have to look underneath it. Look at the need for justice, fairness, right and wrong, and notice that anger is coming with reason. And if the anger is not coming with reason, there's something in your unconscious or your subconscious that is holding on to old anger that is getting projected into the present. And so that is a Pitta person. Then there is the flowing and spreading quality. I described to you about water spreads and fire spreads. So that is the spreading quality. Just like that in the body, inflammation spreads. And so there's that. But there's also acid is secreted in our stomach. It spreads throughout the stomach and it spreads into the food that is being eaten, and that's how it helps to digest. Enzymes are secreted in the fluid form and they spread throughout the intestine and they spread into the food, and that's how they digest the food. Saliva has amylases and lipases and salivary enzymes that spread throughout the mouth and spread into the food, and that's how digestion begins when we eat food. And so that spreading quality is also considered that fire quality, because what do enzymes do? The enzymes helps us to metabolize food, and metabolism is the quality of the fire element. Just like we use heat to cook food, our body uses enzyme to cook food to make it digestible and assimilate it into the body. And so that is the metaphor of fire translating into metabolism. All right. Okay, lightness and illumination is mentioned also. In terms of lightness, they can be jokey and playful and very light-minded. They can also get very easily light-headed because of dehydration, because of overheat, or low blood sugar because of high metabolism and things like that. So lightness can show up in the Pitta people like that too. They can feel very easily dizzy and nauseous with their migraines because there's overheating in the head that is disorienting the nervous system and the auricular system. That is a common factor in the Pitta type migraines too. Now, there is illumination. People are highly intelligent, so naturally they are filled with ideas, and their ideas compared to the Vata dosha, which are more creative and imaginative, Pitta ideas are much more practical. Like, this is the function, this is what needs to happen, here are the things that needs to be done in order to make it happen. And so this make you a really good executive or really good person who can problem solve and plan and execute the solution. All right, and so that is a good strength of the Pitta dosha.